All right, so today we're diving deep into World War One, but not the stuff you usually hear about.
Yeah.
You know, the battles and the strategies. We're going into the shadows, the wield stuff.
Thank you.
And you've sent in some pretty fascinating stuff, firsthand accounts, historical records. Looks like you want to get to the bottom of some truly bizarre incidents.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to be looking at, the evidence, the theories, try to kind of separate fact from all the speculation,
Absolutely. So let's just jump right in. Let's start with a case that's really captured the imagination for over a century, the ghost ship Sabrina. So picture this. It's October 1917, the Sabrina. A three-masted schooner is found run aground on a sandbank off the coast of France, totally intact. Now, you'd think of a simple grounding that wouldn't cause such a stir, but here's where things get weird.
Okay, so yeah, the ship, it was discovered with food still on the table, a fire still burning in the galley, personal belongings just undisturbed, like the crew just vanish mid-routine, poof.
No signs of struggle, no distress signals, no explanation in the ship's log, or actually, hold on, no logbook at all.
Yeah.
Gone.
Missing.
It's missing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And what's really intriguing is that the Sabrina's condition, it's pristine.
Yeah.
And that kind of contradicts the usual explanations for a crew vanishing, like say a U-boat attack or a sudden storm.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't it be damaged?
Right, exactly, the lack of damage. And the logbook, missing. That throws those theories right out the window.
Yeah.
We need to look, beyond the obvious.
Right.
Some folks have said, well, maybe the crew was captured, but why leave the ship in such perfect order, And wouldn't there be some record of capture somewhere?
Right. It's like they stepped off the ship for a second and then were just swallowed up by another dimension or something. Okay, maybe not another dimension, but you have to admit it's pretty peculiar.
Yeah, it is. And this is where the focus on facts becomes really crucial.
Right.
While the mystery is alluring, it's tempting to just cling to fantastical explanations without any evidence.
Yeah.
They won't get us any closer to the truth. We need to consider all the possibilities, even the ones that might seem, kind of mundane, and weigh them against the facts that we have.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit from the open sea to the battlefields of France, specifically to a densely wooded area known as the Celtic Wood. So in August 1917, the terrible 10th,
Yeah.
Australian Battalion. These guys were known for their experience, their tenacity. They were tasked with a diversionary attack on this German-held wood.
Yeah, their mission was to draw enemy attention away from a larger offensive happening elsewhere. It was a dangerous but crucial task.
Right, and these weren't, green recruits or anything. They were seasoned soldiers.
Yeah.
They knew the horrors of war. Yet in the middle of battle, something truly baffling happened. 37 soldiers vanished without a trace.
Yeah.
No bodies were ever recovered. No prisoner records found. And get this, the area was retaken by Allied forces just days later.
Yeah, and what makes this disappearance even more perplexing is that the Allied forces, they conducted a thorough search. They really meticulously combed the area for any sign of their missing comrades, but nothing.
Some have said, well, maybe they were obliterated by artillery fire, just no trace left behind. But that doesn't explain the lack of physical evidence, does it? I mean, there would be something, right?
I would think so, right.
Yeah.
And while artillery fire, it was a constant threat on the Western Front, it typically left something behind. Some evidence, even if it was just fragmented, but the complete absence of any remains. And the fact that the area was retaken so soon after, that really casts some serious doubt on this explanation.
Yeah, for sure. And adding to the mystery are accounts of this unusual fog rolling in right around the time of the vanishings. And locals, they considered the Celtic Wood, they considered it to be a place with dark energy, prone to strange happenings. Do you think, is there any truth to that? Or is it just, wartime superstition?
Well, it's tempting, isn't it, to connect the fog with the disappearances,
Right.
Especially with those local legends floating around. But we have to. It's essential to approach these kinds of claims with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Right.
While weather conditions can definitely, undoubtedly impact battlefields, attributing disappearances to supernatural forces without concrete evidence is a leap. We shouldn't take that leap.
Right, sticking to the facts.
Yeah.
But even without the supernatural angle, the disappearance of those soldiers, it remains one of the most puzzling, unsolved mysteries of the war.
It certainly does. And it really underscores the importance of approaching these kind of events with a critical eye, examining all the possibilities and acknowledging the limits of what we know.
So far, we've got 2 cases where the facts just kind of run dry. A crew vanishes from this perfectly preserved ship. Seasoned soldiers disappear, no trace. Both incidents leave us with way more questions than answers, but our deep dive doesn't end there. Now we're gonna turn our attention to a collection of first-hand accounts compiled by historian Tom Cook, and this adds a whole other layer to this exploration of the unexplained.
Yeah, Cook's work, it's really fascinating because it goes deep into the psychological impact of war. So while he was researching this treasure trove of letters written by World War I soldiers, he found all these accounts of what you could call, supernatural experiences. Right on the battlefield, visions, premonitions, even encounters with deceased comrades. Spooky stuff.
And these weren't just like vague feelings or campfire stories.
Right.
Many soldiers gave really detailed accounts, often with really specific information that later turned out to be accurate.
What?
Or even life-saving.
Exactly. One really striking example comes from 2nd Lieutenant Williams of the Yorkshire Regiment. He wrote to his wife about this vision he had of a fallen comrade, this soldier he had actually seen die in battle just days before, and the ghostly figure, it appeared to him in a trench and led him to this specific spot, just pointing urgently.
And Williams, he trusted his intuition and started digging at the spot, and to his astonishment, he uncovered this hidden tunnel packed with explosives, rigged with a timer, set to detonate.
Yeah.
Within minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, if he hadn't followed that vision,
he and his men,
they would have been killed.
Yeah. It's a chilling account, and it makes you wonder, right? Was this truly a supernatural intervention, or could there be some kind of rational explanation?
I mean, that's the $1 million question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some might say, well, these are just hallucinations brought on by shell shock or the immense stress of war. But Cook, he noticed this pattern. He noticed that a lot of the visions, no matter how bizarre they seemed, they had information that was later corroborated. Yeah, he found accounts of soldiers getting warnings about enemy movements, hidden dangers, even the names of comrades who were about to be killed in action. And these details, they were often really specific and verifiable. So it's hard to just dismiss them as just overactive imagination. Yeah, it's almost like the horrors of war. They somehow amplified or altered perceptions, making soldiers more attuned to things beyond the normal realm of senses. Right. Could it be that trauma, fear, the constant threat of death? Could those extreme conditions have triggered some kind of latent abilities? Or a heightened awareness? I don't know.
It's a fascinating idea, isn't it? And while we can't say for sure, what caused these experiences, we can definitely acknowledge their impact. A lot of these soldiers, they use their visions to make life or death decisions, often saving themselves and their comrades.
Right. And that brings us to another important point about Cook's work.
Yeah.
He didn't just, collect these accounts. He analyzed them.
Yeah.
And he found that these experiences weren't, limited to any one nationality or culture.
Yeah.
Soldiers from all sides of the conflict reported similar things happening. So that suggests, a phenomenon that transcended individual beliefs or backgrounds.
Yeah, the widespread nature of these battlefield visions, it's intriguing because it suggests that maybe there's something inherent to the human experience, particularly under extreme duress, that makes us more open to these altered states of awareness or perception.
It's a sobering thought, isn't it? That in the face of unimaginable suffering, the human mind might find ways to cope, to adapt, to see things that others might not. It makes you wonder, what else are we capable of when we're pushed to our limits?
That's a question with no easy answer. And while we may never fully understand the mechanisms behind these battlefield visions, their existence, it forces us to consider the vast potential of the human mind and the mysteries that remain unsolved.
So what do we make of these 3 cases? We've got a ghost ship vanishing soldiers,
Hmm.
accounts of battlefield visions that defy conventional explanation. Do you see any common threads running through these events?
Well, what strikes me is this persistent theme of the unknown. You know, the way these events highlight the limits of our understanding, whether it's the sudden disappearance of a crew, the unexplained vanishing of soldiers in the heat of battle, or the ability to perceive information that seems to be beyond the realm of the senses. Each case, it underscores the vastness of what we don't know.
Yeah, it's almost as if World War One, with its unprecedented scale of violence and destruction, it created this ripple effect, disturbing not just the physical world,
Yeah.
but also our understanding of reality itself.
It's a powerful image, and it really emphasizes the importance of approaching these mysteries with both curiosity and humility. We should try to uncover the facts,
Yeah.
but also acknowledge that some questions might just stay unanswered.
I think that's a key takeaway for our listeners.
Mm.
We don't have to force an explanation or choose between the rational and the supernatural. Sometimes the most honest answer is just we don't know.
Exactly, and maybe that's where the real value is. You know, in embracing the mystery, recognizing the vastness of the unknown, and continuing to explore, to question, and to seek a deeper understanding of the world around us.
It's interesting, isn't it, how these cases, even with all the seemingly supernatural stuff, they really just highlight how important facts are and a critical mindset.
Yeah, for sure. The Sabrina, the soldiers vanishing, the battlefield visions, they all encourage us to really look at the information we have, challenge what we think we know, and just admit that there are limits to our knowledge.
And that process,
Yeah.
that rigorous, examination of the evidence, exploring all the possibilities, that's what a deep dive is all about, right?
Absolutely. It's not about finding, definitive answers. It's about engaging with the unknown thoughtfully in an informed way.
Right. It's like a reminder that there's still so much we just don't know about history, about the human mind, about the world.
And maybe that's a good thing, this sense of mystery, of unanswered questions. It keeps us curious, keeps us searching, keeps us pushing the boundaries of what we think we know.
It makes me think these cases, they show how much we need stories,
Mm-hmm.
to make sense of the world around us.
Yeah.
Even when we're faced with something we can't explain, we instinctively look for connections,
Yeah.
patterns,
Why?
explanations.
It's just how our brains work, We're wired to find meaning, to create order out of chaos. And when we encounter these events that defy easy explanation, we naturally try to fill in the gaps, whether it's through, rational thought or by creating stories that give us a sense of things making sense.
So in a way, these mysteries, they serve a purpose. They challenge our preconceived notions, force us to confront the limits of our understanding, and ultimately they remind us that the world is a far more complex and enigmatic place than we often realize.
Yeah, I think that's a really valuable insight. These cases, they're not just about, strange things happening during the war. They're about the human experience, our capacity for wonder, our thirst for knowledge, and our enduring fascination with the unknown.
Well, as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left with a sense of awe, I guess,
Mhm.
and a renewed appreciation for the power of critical thinking, and just this lingering curiosity about the mysteries that still baffle us.
And maybe that's the best thing to take away from all this, to approach the world with a sense of wonder, to embrace the unknown, and to never stop asking questions. After all, it's the pursuit of knowledge, the journey of exploration that really enriches our lives.
So, to everyone listening, stay curious, keep questioning, and never underestimate the power of a good mystery.